The USA will have over 10,000 U.S. citizens that will relinquish their U.S. citizenship this year in 2020. Is the U.S. really the land of opportunity? Well, if it's not, then why are so many Mexicans crossing the border daily in the USA each year? In fact, they're doing it daily. It's been a real headache, even with the new wall that they've got up there now, keeping the Mexicans out. Well, almost 100% of the Mexicans crossing the border in the USA are poor people trying to make a little bit higher wage in the USA. These are not wealthy people coming across the border. If Mexico does not have any opportunity to make money, then why is one of the wealthiest people in the world living in Mexico? There's a guy by the name of Carlos Slim who's a Mexican national who lives in Mexico, and this year in 2020, he's got a net worth of around $51 billion. Now, there's actually quite a few billionaires in Mexico, but not just billionaires. There's a lot of millionaires that live there too. And the wages are a lot cheaper to run a business. So this is something you have to think about too. So, when I was in Dubai, we used to have a lot of people from Pakistan and India that wanted the two most popular places for them to move is Canada and the USA. And I would tell them, why do you want to do that? These two places tax heavily worldwide income. They didn't even know this fact, or either if they did know it, they would tell me usually that they've got friends over there that don't report their money outside the U.S. And I tell them, don't do that. If you're going to be doing that, don't go to these countries because they've got real strict tax policies. If you're not going to report your money that you make worldwide, you're better off just not going there. In most cases, they ended up picking a different place. But there's a record number of Americans that are renouncing their U.S. citizenship, with renunciations in the first part of this year soaring to 5,816 relinquishments. That's more than twice as many that gave up their passport in all of 2019. Until a decade ago, fewer than 1,000 Americans per year on average chose to renounce their citizenship. Now the country's on track to hit a record-breaking 10,000 people to renounce the U.S. citizenship in the year 2020. Also, if you want to learn more how to legally get your taxes to zero, how to get a second passport as quick as 3 months, go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, and at the top of the bar, hit where it says Apply with Us. Questions will come up. Fill those out, and then hit on the bottom of that page that says Send Back to Us, and we'll see what we can do to help try to solve your problem. Okay, now according to research by the enrolled agents and accountants, Banbridge Accountants in New York, the figures show a 1,210 increase on the prior 6 months from December 2019, where only 444 cases were actually recorded. The current pandemic has allowed individuals the time to review their ties to the U.S. And now, see, it used to be there was no cost to get out and get out of your citizenship. Now Americans must pay $2,350 U.S. dollars in government fee per person to renounce their citizenship, and this has to be done overseas at a U.S. embassy. Most embassies and consulates actually stopped making renunciation appointments this spring due to the pandemic. There has been a huge turnaround during the coronavirus of U.S. expats renouncing, where the figures have been in steep decline since 2017. This huge increase in U.S. expats renouncing is because the current pandemic has allowed individuals the time to review their ties to the U.S. and decide that the current political climate and annual U.S. tax reporting is just too much to bear. For U.S. citizens living abroad, they still require to be filing the U.S. tax returns yearly, potentially pay U.S. tax and report all their foreign bank accounts, investments, and pensions that are held outside the U.S. Now, for many Americans, this intrusion is just driving them nuts, and it's just too complicated, and they can't make the serious steps of renouncing their citizenship as they plan to do, because they're going to return and live in the USA. In 2010, Congress passed the Foreign Account Tax Compliance Act, which is called FATCA, which requires foreign financial institutions to report assets held abroad. by U.S. citizens and green card holders. The FATCA and International Tax Code was designed to stop Americans from stashing money abroad to evade tax. It forces banks worldwide to start actually revealing, by way of tax agencies, information on clients with links to the USA. This is also spawned on another organization called the CRS, also called the Common Reporting Standard, whereby over 100 countries swap data with each other to discourage cross-border tax dodging. Now, but many Americans that are living abroad have found that it's also caused a lot of problems for them. They're being locked out of a lot of retail finance in their host countries. Banks in France have warned that they could be forced to close up to 40,000 accounts belonging to U.S. citizens because of ongoing difficulties with FATCA. The Group Accidental Americans Association has been battling for years to be exempt from a U.S. demand on all its citizens overseas file bank details along with yearly tax returns. Anyway, if you want to learn more on this and also how to get your taxes down to zero and how to get a second passport, it's 3 months. Do three things. Hit the subscribe button on the right of your screen. You'll get new videos as they come out automatically. And number two is I'd like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, put it below. We'll see what we can do to help you. And number three is go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, and hit the top bar where it says apply with us. Questions come up, fill those out, and then hit the bottom bar that says send back to us. And then we'll look through that and see what we can do to help you. Also, we deal with 74 different citizenship by investment, residency by investment countries. So we've got a country for everybody. It just depends on what you're looking for and where you want to live. Anyway, I'll look forward to talking to you on the next video. Take care.